This is a tutorial for cybersecurity, Unit 7, for Lab 7.3.2, which is Nmap and Zenmap scanning. Our objective is to understand how scanning tools can be used to identify network devices and configuration. So the startup steps is we go to netlab2.brookdalecc.edu and log in. Or I've already done that, as you can see. The next step is to schedule a lab for myself. If I can see here, there we go. I'm gonna go schedule a lab for myself on number 18, but it doesn't really necessarily matter. Anyway, sometimes you might want to just I guess I have to wait 3 minutes. So I'll jump to when it's ready. Okay, so I just went into the lab. It was ready, and our next step is to enter the Kali VM. As you can see here, I've already logged in. The credentials are student and password. So the first step of what we should do here is type the command nmap, and this will show us the usage information for the for nmap, such as shows us a scan type, what fields should be filled in here. So we will want to do a host discovery scan. So if I type here 24, it will scan every host with network ID of 192.168.1.100.0, and it may take a few moments for you, but for me it was instant. As you can see here, these are the IP addresses on this network. So now we want to do a port scan on one of these devices. So if we can just up arrow that and change SN to ST, which is the option to, if you see here, must have missed it. Which is the option to do a port scan. I missed it, so I have no clue. I'm not going to waste time. Anyway, we can see that these two ports are open, the SSH port and the domain port. So now we want to check for the operating system that this machine is using. So we will type the command sudo nmap-o 192.168.1.101, and it is case sensitive. So now we know that this is Microsoft Windows 2008 running Microsoft Windows Server 2008. So now we have a decent understanding of how to use Nmap. The next step will be to to do a scan in Zenmap, which is the GUI version of this program. So we can do in the top right bar, we can search Zenmap and hit enter to open Zenmap. Now, after a few seconds, it will open. So in the target section, we want to type 192.168.100.0/24. And we can click the scan option. If we give it a few minutes, it will begin scanning all of the hosts on this local network. Finished. Okay. So after this finished, we will see here that we have a list of hosts on this network, all of which have an icon which represents a respective OS. So for the first one, that is Microsoft Windows machine, Microsoft Windows machine, and for the four other ones, this is a Linux machine that these icons represent. So we can also see the level of vulnerability they are at. Oh, there. Excuse me. The host details tab. So if you see here, this bomb here represents 9 or more open ports. You see the next one. This safe here represents 0 to 2 open ports. Same as this one. This one is also vulnerable, and this one is also not vulnerable. So, what OS? One of the questions is what OS is installed on 192.168.100.102? So you can see here that the icon is of Linux, so that'd be a Linux OS. Based on the information provided by the host details tab, which device is most vulnerable? Explain why you selected this device. So if you see here, we can look through each category. This one has 12 open ports. This one has 2. This one has 1. This one has 23. And this one has 2. So based on this information, we can see that this one is the most vulnerable, considering that this one has 12, the other one has 12, and this one has 23 open ports, meaning it is very vulnerable. So for our third question is how many ports total were found closed on 192.168.100.254? We see here that's 998. And what is the service and version running on port 80 of the 192.168.1.101 device? So we go here, services. We can see that this we are right there. It is running. Microsoft IIS HTTPD 7.5 and Apache HTTP Ubuntu Dev 2 or services as well. It's also running excuse me, just that. So threat actor wants to use the vulnerability found in CVE 2011-25-23. Okay, so we can just search that one up. The vulnerable software, go here. It's Debian Linux is the vulnerable software in this case, and specifically the VSFTPD program of this. This allows the installation of any malware, and specifically versions 8, 9, 10 of Debian Linux and 2.3.4 of VSFTPD are afflicted. So that's about the lab. And now we're going to log it up Netlab, and that's my video.